new, kind of, like that kind of thing, and that's why these songs come out. It's like, that kind of thing. But you can sort of see the transition go from metaphorical to literal. One of the first guys is a guy named Crowdy, Crowdy. He says it's why he's chopping at the root of a tree. He has this vision, and the vision entails that Black Americans are the true Jews of the Bible. Before that, there's a guy named F.S. Cherry. So the actual name of the oldest church, it's kind of long, so I got to pick this up to read it. The Church of the Living God, comma, the pillar and ground of truth for all nations, founded in 1886 in Tennessee by Prophet F.S. Cherry. And if you notice, you saw in there, of all nations. And then Crowdy also had a lot of white followers. The reason why I mention that is the 1969 strand on that we're speaking of denies the inclusion of other nations. And so it's a more exclusivist, based upon your ethnic background, strand of Hebrew Israelism than even the initial founders. And there's a broader Hebrew Israelism that's not as exclusive.
So you're saying the Black Hebrew Israelite, for lack of a better term, movement that we might see on TV today is actually like a totally exclusive. They would disown this kind of thing that you just mentioned, that they were white people.
They like to have it both ways. So, for example, here's a group called IUIC, Israel United in Christ. There might be about 6,000 members now and growing, and they're doing mission trips to Ghana and Uganda and all that. IUIC has a little timeline history on their website, and they include Crowdy and try to connect what they're doing to Crowdy and F.S. Cherry, and even go back further, Nat Turner, things like that. But if you look at what they're doing, it's limited off. It says, no, we're the true Jews and we're the true Hebrews. And not only can other nations not be grafted in, they're going to be our slaves in the kingdom. And maybe we can talk about their eschatology later on. But it is a more militant.
Yeah, this devil, he act like there's not slavery in the Bible. There's slaves. So there's slavery in the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, which he say he believes in. Right? And then, he's making it sound like this other guy, Crowdy, or F.S. Cherry, or however you say it, that he would accept them as Israelites because they're accepting white people. Because even when they accepted white people, you're not accepting that they're the Israelites. That's basically what he's saying. He said, you could say you're an Israelite and accept white people or have this all nations mentality, but we still will not accept you as a black, right? Black, which is a negative connotation, right? Which there's no such thing as black people, and there's no such thing as white people, right? You're of your nation, the 18 nations that the Lord gave us, and you're Edomites or Idumean, right? Which means red. You're red, and we come from Jacob, man. And we're Israelites. That's it. All right?
I could better word strand. And you mentioned who we might see on TV. So if people remember, the Covington High School kids were in the MAGA hats during the different marches that were happening in D.C., and they ran into a group called the House of Israel. And those guys are One Westers, meaning they come out of the school called One West, which that's the 1969 date I mentioned. That's when that school began. They were coming up against some of the most, they're coming up with the most militant form of Hebrew Israelism that exists. But that's most likely what you see on the street corner if you go out in a major population center. The more
see that HOI is not really militant, but that is what they could put on you when you go to shooting ranges and you post it on YouTube. You're at the shooting range with your fringes on. And now they can say you're a very high prevalent group of being militant. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? There's no way in shape, form they should be able to say you being an Israelite, they should ever say that you're militant. But this devil acts like there's no slavery in the Bible, right? So we're going to get to that. We're going to show you there's slavery in the Bible, and yes, these other nations will be our slaves. Yeah, so first of all, I want to get off that the Lord doesn't change. Let's start that way. So this is Psalms 102. I'm going to start at verse 26. It says, they shall perish, but thus shall endure. Right? So everybody else Everybody else die, but the Lord is eternal. He's forever. He's always going to exist, right? Yea, all of them shall wax old like a garment, as a vesture shall thus change them. So the Most High is going to cause conditions that you're going to change, man. The Lord's never going to change. And they shall be changed. But thus art the same. What? And thy years shall have no end. So the Lord's the same when he chose the Israelites then. He's still going to choose only the Israelites. And that's how it's always been. Right? It's always going to be that way. Because all this mixed, innumerable multitude and all this other stuff, no one ever mentions, even in Revelations, which is the last book of the Bible, it says the outside of the temple is for these type of people, right? And we know that these people are the heathens. The outside of the temple is for the heathens. So when did the Lord change? Thus art the same, and thy years shall have no end. The children of thy servants. Who's the children of the Lord's servant? What's the Lord's servants? The Israelites. Matter of fact, if you go up here, it says 21. It says to declare the name of Yahweh to Zion, and Zion's another way of actually saying Israel, and his praise to Jerusalem, which is like another way of saying the Israelites. Right? Zion is a way of saying Israelites, and then Jerusalem is another way of saying Israelites. Right? So the right? Yeah, so this is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. This is I am, right? Yahweh, right? Because they'll tell you that I am, Ahaya means I am, right? But I am, or just saying that the Lord's name is Ahaya, that's all it would be, is just I am. But when you're saying Yahweh, Yahweh means he exists, or the existing one. Matter of fact, let's
Strong's H 3068. Yehovah. Yehovah.
right. And there's no E's and there's no V's in the Hebrew, so you know it's Yahweh, right? That's why they did it like that. So it has a similar sound, but they're taking the things out, which they're going to be destroyed for, because the Lord said don't add or take from the word, right? And but I mean, so basically Yahweh is really the Lord's name, and it means what? The existing one, right? Let's see. Oh, right here. Self-existing. Eternal. Right? So the Lord exists. He's self-existing. He's self-sustaining as a power. Right? So his self-sustaining power, or the existing one, I am Yahweh, or I am the existing one, right? Because when you break it down, I am the existing one. So when you say it in the third person's party, you don't say Ahia, you say he is. You say Yahweh, right? I change not. So this self-existing of a God, of a power, said he don't change. Right? So let's get that clean across the thing. So you acting like there's not slavery in the Bible. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob, the Lord's not changing about how he feel about Jacob. Right? Which Jacob is another name of saying what? Israel, or the Israelites, which are the children of Jacob. Right? The promise went from Abraham unto Isaac, which is his son, unto Jacob, and then unto Jacob's son, right? Genesis 49. He was basically letting his sons know what was going to happen, but these are the things that he was giving them the blessing. The blessing of Jacob goes to the Israelites, the 12 tribes, right? That the Jacob, right, the Israelites are not consumed, right? So the Lord's not changing about that. So this is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. There's no J's in Hebrew. There's no E's in Hebrew. So Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, the same yesterday, right? Yesterday, 2,000 years ago, right? More than 2,000 years ago. He's the same then and today. So that this very hour, this very moment, he's the same. And forever, right? Hebrews 13:9 says, be not carried about with divers, right? And divers means different types. And strange doctrines, right? So they're coming up with this God loves everybody, and there's no such thing as these other nations going into slavery, right? That's a different doctrine. For it is good. It is a good thing that the heart, which is lob, your mind, be established with grace, not with meat, which have not profit, right? Which dealing with their these other philosophies, right? Because the Lord told those other men, he says, you require the meat that perishes, but not the meat that endures forever. So this is talking about dealing with the scriptures, with the doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, not the doctrine, not the strange doctrine, but the actual doctrine. Having been occupied therein, right? And they're occupied with these strange doctrines that, they constantly, and they're trying to keep the world indoctrinated by these things that they're occupied in, right? This is John 8 and 38. I speak that which I have seen, which my Father, right? So this is in red. So this is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He said, I speak that which I seen with my Father. So the only thing he speaks is the things that he's seen his Father do. And ye do that which ye have seen of your father, right? See, of your father, you're, dealing with this plantation Christianity, following the self-proclaimed so-called white man, right? It says, John 5:19. Then answered Yahushua and said unto them, verily, verily, which means truly, truly, I say, it's in red letter, talking about the Messiah, right? Unto you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but that he seeth the Father do. So he's saying he ain't gonna do nothing but what he's seen his Father do, right? For what things soever he doeth, these also doeth the Son likewise, right? So if you think the Lord's coming with a different doctrine of saving the whole entire world and all heathens can just jump up and say they believe in Jesus and they could be saved, and there's no slavery in the Bible, that's crazy. Yeah, this is Psalms 2, starting at the top. It says, why do the heathens rage, right? So why are you heathens raging about trying to basically rape, rob, murder the Lord's people, but somehow now you can fit yourself in the book because Jesus died for the sins of everybody, right? Not that the Lord, because it said the Lord loved judgment. So if all those people lived and then died and didn't get judgment, then where is the Lord's judgment that he loves to do? It doesn't make sense, right? And then you got China raging, thinking they're going to be the next empire that comes in after America falls, or maybe even Russia wants to come in and after America fall. But you're raging, right? And the people imagine a vain thing. You're imagining a vain thing that you're gonna be the next empire, or you're gonna be the one who could just come in and just eat pork, wear dress. You know what I'm saying? As a man, a man wearing a dress, so you could just eat pork, wear a dress, and have sex with men, and now you could be you're saved. You know what I mean? Because the laws are done away with, right? The kings of the earth set themselves, right? Because this goes into all these other nations. The kings of the earth sitteth themselves at the rulers to take counsel together against Yahweh. So all these other nations are sitting together really against Yahweh. So how can the Lord be saving all nations if all nations their rulers are against Yahweh? Right? And against his appointed, right? Starting with Yahushua, and then the appointed after Yahushua will be what? The Israelites. So you come against Yahweh, and all these other nations come against Yahweh. Then it comes against Yahushua, and then the rest of his appointed, which would be the Israelites, and now everybody can be saved, right? Saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away the cords from us. It's like it. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, right? Because ultimately the Lord is laughing at this ridiculous notion that the Lord is here to save all nations when all nations' rulers have come against him and his appointed and his anointed. Right? That's funny. Right? Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, shall have them in derision. Ultimately, all these other nations are going to be in derision. Right? Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, right? Which means anger, and vex them with a sore displeasure. Right? So it's not going to be good. It's not God came to save everybody, right? When all these nations' rulers have come against him and his appointed, his anointed. So lucky. Yet have I set my king upon my holy mount, my holy hill of Zion. Who's the Lord's king? Yahweh Shai. I will declare the decree Yahweh have unto me. Thus are my son, right? He exists, or the self-existing, with all his magnificent power. He has said unto, thus are my son. Who is the son? Yahweh Shai. This day have I begotten thee. Oh, my love and begotten, right? God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. Oh, wait, begotten one, right? That's the one. That's what you like to talk about, right? Or ask me what this. Oh, the one that the one the Lord gave, his only begotten son, the Lord gave to die for the world, which is the world actually of Israel, not the whole world, not the world in Orchomene sense, but the world of cosmos sense. It is what he said. Ask me. He said, come, ask me, and I shall give thee the heathen. I'm gonna give you these heathens for thy inheritance. Woo! Matter of fact, let's look up inheritance. It says inheritance, late 14th, basically century, inheritance, fact of receiving by hereditary, right? Hereditary definition is genetic. Succession, right? Definition of succession is a number of people or things sharing a specific characteristic following one after another, right? So he did say that he didn't do nothing but what he's seen his father do, his characteristics of what he's seen his father do. Early 15th century as that which is or may be inherited from Anglo-French, which are really the true Anglo-French are so-called Negroes, right? Which are the Israelites. Unlike what he was trying to say, the Dark Ages didn't really mean that. If you watch the whole thing, inheritance from Old French rent, make heir, what appointed, right, as heir or inherent act of inheriting is from mid 15th century, right? Yeah. It says acts. Let's get back to Psalms 2 and 8. Acts of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for an inheritance, right? Given to you from someone who is your father, from your father, or someone that's related to you, your genetics. So from your genetic line, right? And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession, which means you own it. So you're gonna own these heathens, and you're gonna own all the possessions of the world. of the whole entire earth. Ownership, right? Well, that don't mean they're going to be slaves. Thus shall break them, Shalakia, thus shall break them with a rod of iron. Well, that doesn't sound like you're just taking these possessions and treating them real good. Thus shall break them with the rod of iron, thus shall dash them in pieces like the potter's vessel. Right? Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth, right? Because you were supposed to judge righteous judgment over the Israelites, though you were ruling. But you didn't do that. That's okay. Serve Yahweh with anger, with fear. Oh, no, that's what you actually did. You served Yahweh with anger, but you should have been with fear. Serve Yahweh with fear, Salakia, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, right? Because the Lord's giving him all power, right? Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him, which are only going to be the elect, right? So it's going to be slavery. Yeah, this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come, right? Because this is Yahweh Shai, speaking. It's in red. And, the second coming of Yahweh Shai is on his way. And he that overcometh, right? Keeping what the Lord taught you. Not going into strange doctrines, right? Keeping what the Lord has said. I am the Lord, I change not. Right? Now, matter of fact, the Lord said he comes in the volume of the book, right? So from the beginning, he was about the Israelites, the sons of God, because basically, like Apostle Har always breaks it down, when you go into Yasha Allah, or he, Prince of Allah, or God, or power, it's basically saying that a prince is the son of a king. So it's basically still saying sons of God. So you're coming against the sons of God as if it's going to be no small matter, right? But you got to hold fast till the Lord come, what we learn, not to go into these strange doctrines. Oh, God loves everybody. Yeah, he died on the cross so a man can have sex with a man, wear a dress and eat pork. Everything's fine, right? Because that's a Christian mind state. So, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works, Salakia, unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Not these nations, because you're saying every nation could be saved. Over the nations. And he shall rule them. Wait. And he shall rule them with the rod of iron. Wait, going back to Psalms 2. Same thing. He shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter shall they be what? Broken to shivers, even as I hold on. Even as I have received of my Father. But Yahushua just said that he won't do anything but what he's seen his Father do. Let's wait. Even as I received of my Father. Oh, wait. So the Father does this. The Father have put the heathens into slavery. So the Lord's not doing anything different than he's seen his Father do. So these nations are going into slavery. They're going to get beaten and shattered into pieces. Right? And I will give him the morning star, which is Yahushua. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Yeah, so what? This is Revelation chapter 13. It says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb. Right? So, and this is already Revelation 13. Now, if you go down to Revelation right here, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And let's go just before that. He said, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? So we know that there's some people that's not actually going to worship this beast. But the majority of the people of the world is worshiping this beast system, which is the fourth leg, or the fourth beast system, which would be the second leg of the Roman Empire, which we're in, right? Which we know that the Edomites are ruling, right? So you can make up whatever you want to make up, because it's not according to the Bible. And guess what? The Lord is going to destroy you, man. That's all it is. You add and you take it, and you're going to be destroyed, man. It doesn't change what the Lord said. I am the Lord, I change not. So obviously, basically, I would have to say you don't believe in God, because that's all it is, man. Because the Lord's not going to play games about his word, and nor is he going to play games about his children. So yeah, that makes all the sense in the world now, right? Because this guy is trying to make everybody worship him. You know, their democracy, their imagery, their all this different things that's going on. You know what I mean? Their whole philosophy, their ways, that wine. You know what I mean? Not written in the book of book of life of the Lamb, slain before the foundation of the world, right? Because the Lord is the. Hey, I said it already. I said that he come in the volume of the book. The volume of the book is of him, and he changes not, right? It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear, right? Because the Lord is about slavery. And the Lord said he's not going to do anything but what he's seen his Father do, who the world only calls Jesus Christ, is all for slavery because he's seen his Father do it. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Captivity is what? Slavery, right? He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So you slaved a bunch of people and you killed them with the sword, then shouldn't you be killed with the sword? Absolutely. The Lord said, must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the what? The saints. And the saints are what? The Israelites. And I beheld another beast came up. Oh, well, that's going into the fourth beast. Right? All the sense in the world. He's going to kill you if you don't take his charagma, if you don't take his digital all. He's going to kill and cause as many as would not worship the image, those who are not getting that digital all to be killed. It says Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. He that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So this is Exodus. Everybody would agree. Oh, that's Exodus. That's the Old Testament. That's back when that's the God before Jesus, and that's different. Well, the Lord, who the world ignorant calls Jesus Christ, real name Yahushua, said he does what he's seen his Father do. So, being that you took it in captivity, he that takes someone into captivity must go into captivity. Who kills them with the sword must be killed with the sword. And that's basically what he said. He does what he seen his Father do. His Father, which is in Exodus 21:16. This is everybody would agree. This got to deal with the Most High, which his real name is Yahweh, right? Would be he that selleth a man and he that stealeth a man and sell him, and he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. That's going all the way back to the Father. So the Lord said that he's going to do with the Father what he's seen his Father do. So call on him Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rekal Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who be well, salutations to the Akim and the Four Winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold, to you sister, you Aquafium, who's learning under your husband or your spiritual leader in silence and have come back to the fold, Shalom, and death to America.